So now I'd like to talk to you about 3 different things that can mess up your statistics and how you can avoid them. So suppose that 75% of the people living in Alaska favor free skis for school children, while only 40% of Californians do. Select true or false for each of the following statements. A greater proportion of Alaskans favor free skis. Is that true or false? And then more Alaskans favor free skis. Is that true or false? So take a second and write down what your predictions are. I'm going to say just for fun, I picked true for both just to see if we're right. So Alaska's population in the 2010 census was 710,000. Okay, so if I want to find out how many Alaskans favor free skis, it said 75% of the people in Alaska favored free skis, so I want 75% of 710,000. And to do that, remember we can convert 75% to 0.75, and we can make of become multiply, and then 710,000. And when we multiply those together, I have 0.75 times 710,000, and I get 532,000 500. In Alaska favor free skis. Now that's for Alaskans, and then we're also asked for Californians. So we have 40% of, how many Californians do we have? 37 million. And when we convert that into math, it will look like 0.40 times 37 million. And so 0.4 times 37, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, get all my zeros in there. And I have 14,800, or 14,800,000. Okay, so now that we've actually calculated some values here, let's go back to those 2 questions and think about them again. A greater proportion of Alaskans favor free skis, and the proportion is the percent. I mean, those are related, so the proportion would be 0.75 for Alaskans versus 0.4 for Californians. So yes, that proportion, the proportion is definitely true. And then the question, more Alaskans favor free skis. So 532,500 people in Alaska favor free skis versus 14,800,000 people in California. So definitely not more Alaskans favor free skis than Californians. So that one is definitely a false. We have 532,500 versus 14,800,000. So definitely that one's a false answer. So be careful, even though the percent is greater, it doesn't mean the number of people is greater. You really need to look at the actual numbers to make that kind of comparison. So if we're looking at this statement, we should only make this conclusion, the first one, about the proportion, because that's all we know for sure. And if we actually look things up and calculate like we did here, then we can see that this second statement flat out is not true. So if you know the proportions, make a statement based on proportions, not based on actual numbers of people.